Hey, Flamengo fans, this is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're new here, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications, and leave that awesome like on the video. We're here once again with a sponsorship from Caravana do Haroldo. And also from Mais Cabello and from AAP Florida, and we're here as well. Remember that you can get your insurance with a 365. Get your insurance with a 365 right now. Make sure you'll be very well taken care of and that you won't have to pay out of pocket if you have an emergency in the countries where you purchase insurance from a 365. Well, everything is there in the description and pinned comment for you. We have Flamengo's training in Medellín. That's right, Flamengo is training at Atlético Nacional's training center. Our team is there, and our team also met with Orlando Berrio. Stay tuned to our programming. You'll watch the interview with Orlando Berrio, Flamengo's forward, the Colombian Flamengo's forward. And we also have some important information to share with you. Yeah. Man, it's unbelievable. Abel Ferreira embarrassed himself. Abel Ferreira being embarrassed. It's unbelievable the embarrassment that Abel Ferreira, Palmeiras' coach, went through, according to ESPN. Abel Ferreira was proven wrong. Man, Abel Ferreira, what a mess. What a mess. Look at this. Abel Ferreira's statement about the request denied by the CBF had repercussions. Behind the scenes, things point to a different scenario. The coach said that Palmeiras tried to bring games forward, but there was no official request. According to ESPN, there was only an informal conversation with the competition's director, Julio Avelar, and the club already considered any change unlikely. Yeah. He said, Abel Ferreira, our management didn't want to speak, but I will. We requested to move up the Bragantino and Cup games, but it was denied. We are coming off 2 blocks of 4 consecutive games every 2 days for everyone. It's not exclusive to Palmeiras, you see Abel Ferreira. The scheduling of the dates by broadcast rights holders like Prime Video was one of the obstacles, so the tight sequence was kept and led to the coach's outburst. It's important to make it clear that this has nothing to do with the CBF and nothing to do with Flamengo and Fluminense deciding to postpone the game. So, did Flamengo and Fluminense postpone the game, but Palmeiras didn't need to postpone because their game was already scheduled for Sunday, and Flamengo's game was on Saturday? Why was Flamengo going to play earlier, even though they both played on the same date? Palmeiras was in Colombia, in Barranquilla, and Flamengo was playing in Cusco at high altitude. Why was Flamengo playing at altitude going to have to play before Palmeiras? Why did Palmeiras get to play later? They were winning, favored in the schedule, yet still complaining with nothing to complain about. The schedule debate intensified after the CBF approved Flamengo's request to delay the match with Fluminense. The clubs made this decision, not the CBF. And then Abel Ferreira ended up embarrassing himself, my friends. According to ESPN, he didn't even make the request, and he just keeps talking nonstop at the press conference. Flamengo, is coming back to FIFA, man. That's great. What good news if that really happens, right? That's really big news. Flamengo returning to FIFA IAFC, right? EA Sports, look at that too. Let me mention here that recently EA Sports met with 10 Brazilian clubs, including Flamengo. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss the possibility of licensing these teams for the next edition of the IAFC game, formerly FIFA. The current Flamengo board has a good relationship with the company's executives. However, negotiations are still hindered by current legislation, okay? According to the CBF's marketing director, Bernardo Bessa, the national entity is assisting in the process of bringing Brazilian clubs back to the game. Look at that, huh? It's worth noting that in the latest editions, Flamengo's crest and uniforms, as well as those of the other Libertadores participants, eram licenciados. While the players were fictional, the last time a Brazilian team was 100% licensed in the game was in 2016 in FIFA 16, which was released in mid-2015, okay? So we want FIFA back again, right? People say that other games are better, then others defend it, saying, no, just FIFA. People like FIFA more than IFC, right? So, Flamengo might come back to FIFA. What do you think? Comment here. Is it a good idea for Flamengo to return to FIFA with players, with everything? Do you think it's cool? I think it's awesome, huh? Look at that, huh? Important news. He's coming back earlier than expected. Are you focused? Look at this, Arrascaeta. Arrascaeta is recovering. Already at Ninho do Urubu. What amazing news. So Arrasca has already been there, in this case getting ready, already started his preparation for the World Cup, for his return before the World Cup. He's with Marcio Puglia, right? Doing the work there at Ninho do Urubu. We're following it here, including work already on the bike. That's very important. Man, this is really important. Arrascaeta, man, this is amazing. Arrascaeta is getting back to training at Ninho do Urubu. The player, as we know, is really focused on going to the World Cup later this season. He was in his best form. I really root for Arrascaeta. I hope he can, I wouldn't call it a record, but at least come back in about the same time as Montoro, right? Montoro came back in 41 days. If he can do that, he might be called up by Bielsa, at least to play the second or third group stage game. Just a reminder, right? That Uruguay's third game is against Spain, the toughest match. Maybe preparing Arrascaeta for this tougher match against Spain would be the ideal alternative for Marcelo Bielsa. Man, I'm really confident. So Arrascaeta returning to Ninho do Urubu, working his way back from the clavicle injury and surgery. He had a very important plate put in. So this return of Arrascaeta. For me, the best news of the day is seeing Arrascaeta getting ready at Ninho do Urubu, being prepared, all ready for the World Cup. And man, this is going to work out really well, man. I have no doubt. Really rooting for Arrascaeta's success. And look, unfortunately, we won't have Arrascaeta in the game against Palmeiras on May 23rd. That's the bad news. The good news is the possible return of Lucas Paquetá. Flamengo should have an important reinforcement for the game against Palmeiras on May 23rd, and Flamengo has already announced the start of ticket sales. Tickets can be purchased starting this Thursday at 10 a.m. according to the membership level in the supporter program. The general public will only have access on May 15th starting at 10 a.m. So Flamengo is already getting ready for the match against Palmeiras on May 23rd. They're already making preparations. The announcement of the sale times, so everything starts on that day, just so you know. Half price ticket is 70, full price is 140 for the north section. That's the price for the north, and the other prices are there too. South is 140, half price is 70. Upper east is 160, lower east is 200, lower west is 220, Maracana plus is 700, half price is 387, and visitors pay 220 in the south, and half price is 110. Okay? Bringing it here for you guys. So it opens this Thursday now at 10 in the morning for the first club membership tier. That first membership tier who has the... there are the club member tiers there. Also bringing this to you guys. Flamengo also released details about ticket sales for the match against Estudiantes de La Plata on May 20th at Maracana. It also opens starting this Thursday at 10 a.m. So the general public will be able to access ticket sales on May 14th starting at 10 a.m. The prices are there, also similar to the match against Palmeiras. 150 full price, half price, 75 for north and south, upper east, 170 lower east, 220 lower west, 240 Maracana plus 800, it's a little more, half price, 437.50, and the south visitor section, 250 half price, 125. For the fans coming from outside Brazil and for those who want to root against as well, what can you do, right? Everyone wants to root against Flamengo. There's no escaping it. It's tough. Man, it's against everything and everyone. Can you believe it? Flamengo and Grêmio secure more revenue and seal an agreement on audience share until 2029. Flamengo released an official statement responding to Palmeiras, and things turned out bad for Leila. Just like ESPN reported the information I mentioned about Abel Ferreira, that Palmeiras didn't make any request to the CBF. Now Grêmio is joining in a joint statement with Flamengo. Clube de Regatas do Flamengo and Grêmio Futebol. Porto Alegrense informed that since the beginning of this year, they have jointly defended the revenue-sharing formula. Audience-based revenue provided for in the contract signed between Globo and the Libra clubs, which recognizes each club's ability to generate economic value. This action was fundamental for Flamengo, Grêmio, and the other Libra clubs to reach, last weekend, an agreement that ends the disagreement over the distribution of audience-based revenue, portion that corresponds to 30% of the total fixed remuneration provided for in the broadcast rights contract until 2029. She did it angrily. There was a consensus she's always against. She used to say that Flamengo would have to leave Libra and go it alone. Now she's the one who will go it alone, because that's not possible. That doesn't exist. She'll end up going it alone because she's being selfish and leaving. The understanding reached represents a balance between the model supported by Grêmio and Flamengo and the position of the other Libra clubs. It's a joint effort. From all sides, it was decisive for building a consensual solution. The agreement ensures that in the period from 2026 to 2029, Flamengo and Grêmio will increase their shares of audience-based revenue compared to the previously proposed model, ensuring additional income for both clubs. Audience revenue. Flamengo and Grêmio therefore reinforce their commitment to building a strong, sustainable league aligned with the best international practices, highlighting that dialogue, institutional responsibility, and the ability to come together are essential for the development of Brazilian soccer. So BAP managed to turn this situation around, and that's why she's taking Palmeiras out of Libra. She's desperate because BAP turned things around. She was trying to turn everyone against Flamengo, but now BAP stepped in. He turned things around, and now Palmeiras left Libra. They're going to try to negotiate on their own, saying they won't join any group at this moment. But that's the truth. They're desperate. That's it. Abel keeps talking about Flamengo. She's going to keep talking about Flamengo. She's going to stay this desperate, this delusional, man. What can you do, right? What can you do? And of course, there are people who are going to idolize her, but the truth is, she's desperate. She and Palmeiras are desperate. That's it. That's the point. Now let's follow Flamengo's training session live from Medellín over in Colombia with our reporter Gabriel Orfo. That's it. Please follow, like, and share on all platforms, especially YouTube. Subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, and leave a like on the video. Thank you for your support. Flamengo greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks.
Hey guys, we've arrived here at the training center of Atlético Nacional de Medellín. Look, there are several trophies here. The Copa Libertadores trophy. Here. This one is from 1989 right here. And this one is from 2016, which even Barrio won, right? That's really cool. Guys, the press is getting into position here. In a little while, the training will start. We'll be following it here. Flamengo's goalkeepers are arriving for training with a new jersey, okay? Here's something new. I'll show it here on Diogo Alves, the new goalkeeper jersey. Diogo Alves, Rossi, and Ander. Look, someone else showed up nearby too. Jose Boto took a shower. Look, it's Flamengo's technical football director, Jose Boto. But look, actually it's good for us to make it clear that the press is only getting access to the training here because of Boto. Jose Boto, who invited the press to watch today's training. And look, the goalkeepers are wearing a new kit, really cool. It's mostly red with white details. The goalkeepers training kit. And there are already some outfield players over there. Let's see who it is. It's Saul. Saul, Varela, and I think that's Nico behind them. Where is he? It's Nico de la Cruz, Saul, and Varela. The others are in the gym, but they're already starting training with the new goalkeeper kit. Up close. Mango's goalkeepers with the new training kit. Rossi, Diogo Alves, and Andre, the trio of Mango goalkeepers debuting the red goalkeeper training kit. Up close here, starting their warm-up routine. At Atlético Nacional de Medellín's training center. Really close to us here, look. Mango's goalkeepers. To the jersey. Thank you. There you go, up close, Flamengo's goalkeepers at work, Rossi, Andreo, and Diogo Alves, the trio of Mango's keepers. Our jokester Rossi, Flamengo's idol. Our homegrown Diogo Alves and also our Andreo, who joined the club this year. He will also be very happy here at Gavia, the Flamengo goalkeepers training up close. It's really cool that we get access to the training like this, right? Almost on the field, almost right there with the players. Amazing footage. Back there we can see the outfield players starting to come onto the field. Let me try to focus here. That looks like Bruno Henrique over there, right? With Jorginho. The players are coming out very slowly. There's Pedro. Wait, Rossi just stepped in front. Look, that's Rossi. Our big goofball. What's up? Jorginho. Mm-hmm. There's Anda. Very cool. And look who's here. It's the professor, right? Coach Jardim. Hey, the gauntlet. Are we going to have the gauntlet, huh? Look at the players going through the gauntlet. Plata, Everton, Araujo, and Luis Felipe. They went through the gauntlet. Look at Luis Araujo. Look at Luis Araujo. There you go, continuing the players' chat. Whoa, Danilo. That was good, that was good. Jorginho saved it. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, that was good as it gets. Look here. Here's a training session for goalkeepers passing. Often, you need this skill to clear the ball. That kind of footwork. It's not easy, especially for those who aren't used to playing outfield so much. Very cool. And here we continue with the rondo. Let's go for another round of rondo now. Hey, Vitão! Everyone is celebrating. Show a bit from the front here, the goalkeeper's training. We were behind over there. Now a little from the front, look. Agostinho Rossi. Diogo Alves. Good build-up play. This is the drill for playing out from the back. The coaches don't finish, right? But there's the pass. He came out. Great work by goalkeeper Andrew. He came out. Rossi. Oh. Go Rossi, go Rossi. Rossi. This is the training session for Clube de Regatas do Flamengo's goalkeepers. The players are still here in the center of the field, here at the training center of Atlético Nacional de Medellín. They're doing the famous rondo drill. Meanwhile, on one of the adjacent fields here, I don't know if I'll be able to show it, I don't think so. On the field back there, another team from Atlético Nacional de Medellín is having a training session. I'm not sure if they're professionals or the youth team, but there's something happening over there too. Flamengo got this first field. An interesting thing is that anyone can see this first field, because the road is right there. Anyone passing by on the street there can watch Flamengo's training. And the players chatting, De La Cruz, Zé Pereira, Vitão up front. Look at Everton Araujo there. Vivio wanting to change things up. Look at Everton Araujo. Another round of keep away there. Look, the players are passing the ball. It's a relaxed atmosphere here at Atlético Nacional's training center. Look, Ayrton Lucas played it out. Luis Felipe, Jorginho, Danilo, Carrascal. Ayrton Lucas's dummy move. Carrascal in his homeland, right, in Colombia. Look there, there. Look at Jorginho. Jorginho got upset. He missed the pass. The atmosphere is very relaxed here behind the scenes at Flamengo. Players are laughing, having fun. It's a very relaxed atmosphere on the eve of this match against Independiente Medellín in the CONMEBOL Libertadores. Fourth round of the group stage. Flamengo can secure qualification if they beat the Colombian team. Look at Zé Araujo kicking the ball forward. Very good. The players stay in the center of the field, here at Atlético Nacional's training center in Medellín, doing the famous keep-away drill over there. Meanwhile, on one of the adjacent fields here, I don't know if I'll be able to show it, I don't think so, on a field back there, another team from Atlético Nacional de Medellín is training. I'm not sure if they're pros or the youth team, but there's a training session going on over there too. Flamengo got this first field. An interesting thing is that anyone can see this first field, because the road is right there. Anyone passing by on the street there can watch Flamengo's training. And look at the players chatting. Adela Cruz, Zé Pereira. Vitão up front. Look, there's Everton Araújo. Vivio is in great form. Look at Everton Araújo. Come on. Another round of keep away look. There you go. The players are passing the ball. It's a relaxed atmosphere here at Atlético Nacional's training center. Look, Rossi is in action there. The goalkeepers are going to try to change the direction of the ball, see? To make things harder for Rossi. Diogo Alves and Andrel are trying to change the direction of the ball toward Rossi. You caught me by surprise. Look at the cross. Andrel missed the header. Another cross. Andrel with a low cross. Rossi! One more cross. He punched it away. I like that. Rossi sent it far. Our goalkeeper did well. And here's the man behind the photo. Look, Gilvan de Souza, Mengao's official photographer. Look over there. The players are over there. They're still doing that activity in the back. The period when the press can record images is already coming to an end. In just a moment. We will soon be asked to leave here at the Atlético Nacional de Medellín training center. Look at Diogo Alves now. Cross. Andrel sent it out. Another one. High cross. Diogo Alves got it. Cross. And there, look, action. Very cool. Hey, look, they're starting to hand out training bibs, huh? Look. Samuel Lino, Jorginho in training bibs. Keep an eye on that. Varela in training bibs. Saul asked, but no, Saul didn't take it, no. Nico de la Cruz. Focus on this moment. Who's that over there? Alexandro? Alexandro. Luis Felipe. Luis. Yeah, it must be a mixed lineup, right? I thought the starters were going to play. Look, Leo Ortiz. But look, Marcio Torres, the assistant coach, has a little paper and he's reading exactly who gets the bib. Plata and Bruno Henrique. Look at that. They could be good options. That's all. Leo Pereira too. So, let's go. Wearing bibs, Leo Pereira and Leo Ortiz. Varela and Alexandro. And look, the player doing a little spin over there. Doing some activity back there. Still, warming up. That's our Bruno Henrique. BH27 with a renewed contract. And he's going to get a bust. At Flamengo's Gavia headquarters. That's really cool, guys. See? Our BH is still with us. Until December 2027, he'll be a player for Clube de Regatas do Flamengo. He's looking good there with the young Luis Felipe. Look, the top scorer Reverencia and Pedro Guilherme. Penane with Cebolinha and Gonzalo Plata. It's this trio right here, look. Cebola Pedro left it, Plata set it up, and Pedro hit the post. Look at the goal scorer. Look at Pereira over there. Look at Pereira. Plata let it go. Ortiz hit Plata. Goal. Cebolinha was over there too. Over here is BH, who I've already shown. Who do we have here? Carrascal, Danilo, Varela, Ayrton Lucas, and Luis Felipe. Luis Felipe set it up. Carrascal stepped on it. Goal by Ayrton Lucas. Danilo was in the other one, actually. Danilo is with Saul and Alexandre. There's also Vitão, Bela Cruz, Jorginho. Alexandre set Nico up. Nice goal. Samuelzinho wasn't there. Cole Samu. He's with Royal and Vitão. That's it. Flamengo players training session. Ayrton Araujo is there too. Very cool. Let's focus a little bit again here on the goalkeeper's activity. Look. Still working on playing out from the back too. While the players keep doing the rondo over there, which we showed a little bit, I'll also show our goalkeepers here debuting this beautiful jersey today. The mango jersey is beautiful. The training center structure is really cool for Atlético Nacional de Medellín. The members of the press who were invited, right, by the technical director, Jose Boto. He opened the training session, informed the club's communications team, and the communications team informed the journalist about the open training. So the activity is happening here on Field 1 at Atlético Nacional de Medellín's training center. It's far from the city, but actually close to the airport. Just so you know, the fare on a ride-hailing app, right? Uber, right? I can't say the brand. It's RR001 one way, RR200 return. To get here to the training center, it's really far. Still in the warm-up routine. Carrascal almost got nutmegged. Almost. Carrascal's at home here in Colombia. He almost got nutmegged. Warm-up activity here. I just don't see Mr. Jardim. Mr. Jardim was on the field just a moment ago. There are Jardim's assistants. That's it, look. I'm going to move a little to the side here and ask the Flamengo staff. Mr. Jardim must have gone to the locker room. Wait, he's right there. He's right there with a cap on. Look, right in the center of the image now. Coach Leonardo Jardim. Look, the players went over to an area further back. Here at the training center. Outfield players. Split up over there. And look, there are already some people with vests over there. Marcio Torres, assistant coach, an assistant on Flamengo's permanent staff. He has the bibs and will distribute them, right? This is the training session where Coach Leonardo Jardim decides the lineup for tomorrow's game, Thursday's game, against Independiente Medellín in the CONMEBOL Libertadores. So the bibs will be handed out to the starters, to the substitutes, or maybe the famous mixed team, right? There are starters, there are substitutes, there's everything. Meanwhile here, look. What's that, Anderson? I got that, Anderson. Look. Now I get the drill. Look. Ander and Rossi will redirect the ball to make things tougher for Diogo Alves. You can't always do it, right? You know it's hard, but the drill is cool. Cool. Look at that. I've never seen that one before, no. They're switching. Ander will be the goalkeeper now. Let's see now. Rossi and Diogo Alves are trying to change the direction of the ball. There you go. Look at Diogo. That's my goalkeeper's skill. A back heel goal with the heel. Diogo Alves, look, Rossi threw in a feint. Good save by Ander. And this training is really cool, okay? I've never seen this drill before. It might be common in soccer. I don't know. But I thought it was really cool, really. Yeah, that one was impossible, Ander. Not even if you were Neuer.